Hello everyone. I want to begin by saying thank you, not just for being here, but for choosing yourself today. Because every time you show up to listen, to learn, to grow, you're investing in the most important relationship you'll ever have, the one with yourself. And I want you to know something powerful. You are not here by accident. You are here because a part of you is ready for change, ready for healing, and ready for growth. So let's take this journey together. We live in a world where rushing has almost become a badge of honor. We hurry through our mornings, race through our tasks, and even rush through conversations with the people we love. But what if, in all this rushing, we're missing the very thing we've been searching for, life itself? The miracle of now doesn't reveal itself when we're sprinting. It unfolds when we slow down, breathe, and notice. Think about it. How many times have you looked back on a day and realized you couldn't remember much about it? You were there physically, but mentally you were already in the next meeting, the next chore, the next worry. The problem isn't that life moves too fast, it's that we're too busy trying to be somewhere else to actually leave it. When we rush, we miss the beauty in small details. The sound of laughter at the dinner table, the warmth of sunlight on our skin, the comfort of a hug that lasts a little longer than expected. These are not minor details. They are the building blocks of a life well lived. And when we overlook them, we're not just missing moments, we're missing meaning. The truth is, the miracle of now is simple. It doesn't require us to do more, achieve more, or collect more. It asks us to pause, to pay attention, to let this very breath remind us that we are alive. The present moment is not a stepping stone to the future. It is the future unfolding right in front of us. So the next time you feel the urge to rush, remember this. What you're looking for isn't out there in the distance. It's right here in this moment, waiting for you to notice it. Life's miracles aren't hidden. They're simply missed by those moving too fast to see them. Slow down. Not because you're falling behind, but because you're finally choosing to live. We often think rushing gets us closer to our goals. We tell ourselves, if I just move faster, if I check off this list quicker, if I push through harder, then I'll finally get to the life I want. But what really happens is that rushing takes us away from the very life we're trying to reach. It blinds us to the present moment, the only place where life actually exists. Imagine standing in a garden, surrounded by flowers, but running so fast through it that you never notice their colors or their fragrance. That's what rushing does. It keeps us moving, but prevents us from experiencing. Think about your daily routine. You wake up, and before your eyes are fully open, your mind is already racing. You're thinking about work, about deadlines, about responsibilities. You brush your teeth in a hurry, eat breakfast distracted, and leave the house without even remembering how the morning felt. At the end of the day, you might ask yourself, where did the day go? The truth is, it went unnoticed, not because it wasn't there, but because you weren't fully present for it. The present moment is full of miracles, but they don't announce themselves with loud music or flashing lights. They whisper, they show up in the way the air feels after rain, in the way someone looks at you when you laugh, in the way silence can hold peace. But if you're rushing, you'll never hear those whispers. You'll only hear the noise in your head that says, faster, faster, faster. When we slow down, something shifts. We start to notice that there is joy hidden in the most ordinary parts of life, that walking to your car can be a moment of reflection, that sipping a cup of tea can be an act of gratitude, that listening to someone fully, without glancing at your phone, can deepen a bond more than any grand gesture ever could. Rushing makes us miss the present, and missing the present means missing life. The miracle isn't waiting at the finish line of your to-do list. It's happening now. Every second you rush past is a second you'll never get back. And when you realize that, slowing down no longer feels like a waste of time. It feels like the only way to truly live. So many of us live as though life will finally begin when we reach a certain milestone. We say things like, "I'll be happy when I get that job," or "I'll finally relax when the kids are older," or "I'll feel fulfilled once I achieve this goal." But in waiting for the future, we miss the only reality we have, the now. Life isn't tucked away in some distant moment waiting to appear. It is happening here, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this exact second. The future we keep chasing is simply a series of present moments we've yet to arrive at. The problem is that when we're always living for tomorrow, we don't actually live today, and then tomorrow comes and we're still looking ahead, chasing something further, something more. It's a cycle that never ends, and it robs us of the richness of the present. Have you ever achieved something you worked so hard for, only to feel an emptiness the next day? That's because happiness wasn't in the achievement. It was always in how present you allowed yourself to be on the journey. The present moment may not always be perfect, but it is always real. It's where growth happens. It's where love exists. It's where joy can be experienced. Even when life feels uncertain, even when you don't have all the answers, the present offers you something the past cannot give back and the future cannot guarantee. This moment to feel alive. If you pause and bring your attention to right now, you'll notice how different it feels. Worry softens, stress quiets down, gratitude rises. You start to see that even in the middle of challenges, there's something to appreciate. The support of a friend, the lessons in a mistake, the strength you didn't know you had. These things can't be found in yesterday, and they won't wait for tomorrow. They live here, in this second, asking to be noticed. Life isn't lived in the past, and it's not waiting in the future. It's unfolding in this very moment. The more you practice being present, the more you realize you don't need to run to find peace, joy, or meaning. They're not hiding ahead of you. They've been right here all along in the miracle of now. It's so easy to believe that meaning only comes from the big moments, the celebrations, the achievements, the breakthroughs. But the truth is, the soul of life lives in the smallest details. The way someone smiles when they see you walk into the room, the quiet comfort of sharing a meal with the people you love, the way the sky changes color as the sun sets. These details might feel ordinary, but they carry extraordinary depth when we slow down long enough to notice them. The danger of rushing is that it tricks us into thinking only the big things matter. We start overlooking the daily blessings, the subtle beauty, the soft moments that shape our memories. Years from now, you won't just remember the award you won or the promotion you got. You'll remember how your friend held your hand when you were scared, how your child's laugh filled the room, how you felt watching the rain hit your window on a quiet afternoon. These are the pieces of life that stay with you, but to experience them, we have to retrain our minds to notice. When we're always in a hurry, our attention is split, our awareness is shallow. We eat meals without tasting them, we nod in conversations without listening, we look at nature without really seeing. Life is happening right in front of us, but we're too busy rushing to let it sink in. The smallest details often hold the deepest meaning because they remind us of what matters most: connection, presence, and gratitude. A simple thank you, said with sincerity, can mean more than a grand speech. A hug at the right time can heal more than 100 solutions. The smallest details are like threads, and when woven together, they create the fabric of a life filled with love, purpose, and joy. If you want to feel more alive, don't wait for extraordinary events. Pay attention to the little things. Notice the warmth in someone's eyes, the rhythm of your own breath, the silence that feels peaceful instead of empty. These details don't just fill your days. they give your days meaning. The miracle of life isn't in the extraordinary moments that happen once in a while. It's in the ordinary details that happen every single day. And when you start seeing them, you realize you were never lacking miracles. You were simply rushing past them. When we slow down, something powerful happens. We begin to connect more deeply, both with ourselves and with others. Rushing through life doesn't just steal time, it steals presence. And without presence, there can be no true connection. You might be sitting with your family, but if your mind is racing through deadlines or your eyes are glued to your phone, you're not really there. You're physically present but emotionally absent. And over time, those missed connections create distance between us and the people who matter most. Slowing down allows us to truly listen, not just to the words someone says, but to the emotions underneath, the pauses, the unspoken feelings. It allows us to give our attention fully, and that's one of the greatest gifts we can offer another person. When someone feels heard, they feel valued. When someone feels seen, they feel loved. And that doesn't happen when we're rushing to respond, rushing to move on, or rushing to the next thing. But this connection isn't just about others. It's about ourselves too. When we slow down, we notice our own inner world. We realize the emotions we've been ignoring, the needs we've been pushing aside, the dreams we've been postponing. Rushing through life makes us strangers to ourselves. Slowing down gives us a chance to reconnect, to ask, what do I really need right now? What truly matters to me? Those questions can only be answered in stillness, not in speed. Think about the moments when you felt closest to someone. It probably wasn't during a rushed conversation or a multitasking interaction. It was during the quiet walk, the long talk under the stars, the times when no one was in a hurry. That's when connection happens. The same is true for your connection to yourself. Some of your deepest insights come not when you're moving fast, but when you pause long enough to hear your own heart. When we stop rushing, relationships deepen, love feels stronger, and self-awareness grows. Slowing down isn't about losing time, it's about gaining presence. And in that presence, we discover the depth of connection we've been longing for. Because the truth is, people don't want more of our time, they want more of our presence. And we can only give that when we choose to slow down. We've been conditioned to believe that the miracle of life comes from doing more, achieving more, collecting more. But the truth is, the miracle isn't about adding, it's about noticing. It's not hidden in the next achievement, the next purchase, or the next chapter of your life. It's hidden in the everyday moments you walk past without paying attention. The miracle of now is not about reaching for something new, but about opening your eyes to what's already here. Think about how often we overlook the simplest things. We rush past the beauty of a sunrise because we're late for work. We ignore the kindness of a stranger because we're too busy scrolling on our phones. We forget to savor a meal because our mind is already planning the next thing. And yet, when we look back on life, these are the moments that often bring us the deepest joy. Not the grand, dramatic events, but the quiet miracles that were waiting for us all along. When you slow down enough to notice, you begin to see that miracles aren't rare. They're everywhere. They're in the fact that your body takes a breath without you asking it to. They're in the way laughter can dissolve tension. They're in the way love shows up in small gestures. A smile, a hand on your shoulder, a gentle word spoken at the right time. These are not small things. They are the essence of life itself. We lose these miracles when we live in a constant state of what's next. But when we shift from chasing to noticing, everything changes. Gratitude naturally rises. Joy no longer feels distant. It feels present. Peace is no longer something you hope to achieve someday. It becomes something you experience right now. The miracle of now isn't about having more, it's about seeing more. Seeing the blessings in what you already have, noticing the beauty in where you already are, and realizing that you don't need to rush to the future to find happiness. The present moment is not a stepping stone to something better, it is the destination. And when you truly see that, you understand that life's greatest miracles aren't waiting for you out there. They're already here, unfolding quietly in the now. Life isn't asking us to run faster, it's asking us to notice more. Every moment we slow down, we reclaim the pieces of ourselves that rushing made us forget. We discover that happiness isn't somewhere far away. It's here, in the laughter we share, in the silence we embrace, in the details we finally see. The miracle of now is that it doesn't demand perfection, achievement, or speed. It simply asks for presence, and when we give ourselves permission to be fully here, life stops feeling like something we're chasing and starts feeling like something we're living. The real treasure was never in the next destination. It has always been in this very moment, waiting for us to pay attention.